everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up. And I first want to thank some new Patreons that came onto the channel, as well as make a correction in the spelling of one of them. So first I want to apologize to Phil Kirstein. I got his name spelled incorrectly last week, and I definitely always want to get these Patreon cards correct. So thank you, Phil, for your contribution, and sorry about the misspelling. I also want to thank and welcome three new Patreon supporters, Adrian, Daniel, D. Murar, and Patrick Worsham. And hopefully I pronounced your names correctly, but I want to thank all of you for contributing to the channel this week. It is very helpful, and I'll explain more about what Patreon is at the end of this wrap-up. This week I appeared on the Nyberg Show, which is a web-only interview show that is on my local ABC affiliate here in Connecticut. That's a U.S. television network, and their local news anchor, Ann Nyberg, interviewed me about the channel, about this channel, also about technology and a lot of the things that are happening on the more affordable side of things. So I've linked to the video above. You can check it out. I've also posted the audio-only feed in my podcast, so you can check out the audio version of it if you want to put it in your car or do something other than watch it on your computer screen. So check it out. It was actually a fun interview. I really enjoyed talking to her and kind of talking about where I see technology going, especially at the more affordable side of the marketplace. This week we're going to be looking at a couple of things. We're going to take a few more deep dives into the Nvidia Shield TV, at least one more this week. We're going to be looking at their Grid service, which is a subscription streaming thing where you can go on and have games streamed from Nvidia's servers to your Android TV device, only theirs, of course, but it works quite nicely, very similar to OnLive and a few of the other streaming services that have been out there. Nvidia's service is free at the moment. They're going to be adding a subscription fee, which I don't think has been announced yet. I think that's going to be coming up around July, that they'll switch over to the subscription model, but it looks pretty nice, so we're going to see how that functions. Really nice for folks that can't afford a really high-end $1,500 gaming PC. You can stream those PCs or those games off of Nvidia's PCs, and it looks pretty cool, so we'll be checking that out later this week. I also got the Typo Keyboards in, and we interviewed this company at CES. I'll link above to that interview. We interviewed their CEO, and what they're doing is they're completely focused on mobile keyboards, and these are the only two products they have for sale at the moment, an iPad mini keyboard as well as one for the iPad Air and Air 2, and it's really nice. Not very inexpensive, unfortunately. It's $189, but they've developed a full-size keyboard for the iPad mini and also a full-size keyboard, of course, for the iPad Air, and they're very nice, really high-quality components. I think they're going to really appeal to people that are very busy and very picky about their keyboards. And this company was co-founded by Ryan Seacrest, who is the host of American Idol here in the United States and a gazillion other things. And he and his friend, the CEO who he interviewed, formed the company because they were sick of carrying around 2 or 3 devices. They wanted to whittle it down to just an iPad with a keyboard that they could really work with. So that was kind of the notion behind what they were doing here. And I think they've largely accomplished that. You're just going to be paying a little bit more for their product. But check it out. I'll have it up hopefully in the next day or so, so you can see that. We're also going to be taking a look at the rolling spider drone from Parrot, and I've got a friend who's been helping me out. He lives around the corner. His name is James D'Amico, and he's been kind of interning on the channel and helping me out with some stuff. So we're going to be shooting some B-roll of this drone flying around my house later this week, and we'll be able to have enough footage to kind of put something together. What's nice about this drone is that it's a little one. It's like really tiny, kind of like a Matchbox car size device. So it's a much easier to fly around your house, and they've got these 2 rather large little wheels around it. They painted the mustache on there too. Mine didn't come with a mustache, but you can roll it around on the floor, or you can fly it with these big wheels off to the side of it, and that really helps it from getting damaged or damaging other things. So you can whack it into walls and not have anything really get scratched up or lose propellers all that easily. So it's a pretty cool little product, and I really like how stable it is indoors. So we're going to be looking at that. We're also going to be looking at the Lenovo Lave Z. This is a 13.3-inch notebook computer that in its non-tablet version weighs less than the new MacBook. So it's 1.7 pounds in the laptop configuration. The convertible, where you can kind of flip it from laptop mode into tablet mode, that one's about 2 pounds. It is so lightweight, and it feels almost hollow. It almost feels like one of those samples that they have out at the store. It doesn't feel real, but it is. It's even got an i7 processor inside of it. Not inexpensive, about $1,500 or so, but really cool. So we'll be looking at that one later in the week too. And I want to give a plug to a viewer who also has a YouTube channel. His name is Gabriel, and he's got a couple of channels, most of them Spanish speaking, but he's launching an English one now. He's got 51,000 subscribers on his main channel, which is doing a lot of technology tips and other kinds of computer instruction. He's now launching an English version of that channel also that you can find at Lon.TV/Gabak. You can see that address down there below. It will link you over to his YouTube page. It was just easier to put that short URL up than it was to kind of spell out the whole subscription link that YouTube kept taking me to. So check him out. He's got some great stuff, and I'm sure more will come. He's always producing content, and he's got a lot of it, and it's really helpful stuff. And if you want to help the channel, you can. You can go to Lon.TV/Patreon and make a monthly contribution to the show, or you can contribute via YouTube fan funding at Lon.TV. And all of those funds go into my little fund that I have here for purchasing a lot of these smaller items that we review on the channel and then resell, because I lose some money on that transaction. So if you're able to help the channel, great. But honestly, the most important thing you can do is keep watching, because that really helps grow the channel. It attracts YouTube search robots to know that we're a legit place to get technology information, and that is what helps build the subscriber base ultimately. So thank you all for your support, and thank you all for your viewership. It is greatly appreciated. You can connect with the channel in a bunch of different ways. You can subscribe to my email newsletter at Lon.TV/email. You can also find me on Facebook at Lon.TV/Facebook. And of course, we've got the forums that I'm still trying to get going, guys. So come on over to the forums, post something, just even if it's just to say hello, even if you don't have a question or anything. I'm really trying to build that up a little bit as a community where a lot of us can kind of connect and have more threaded discussions versus just the YouTube comment stream there. So you can find that at Lon.TV/forums. And I also have an audio podcast feed of that Nyberg interview that I did, as well as about 16 other interviews that I conducted on the channel also, which you can find on iTunes and other podcasting applications. Just do a search for Lon Reviews Tech and you should be able to see all of that. As always, I greatly appreciate your viewership and your support of the channel. It means a lot. We're having a lot of fun here. We keep growing. I think we're on the way to 48,000 subscribers if we haven't already gotten to that point. I have to check my analytics today to see if we got there. But I just want to thank you all again for everything. Please keep those questions and comments coming, because that really does help me make sure that I'm staying accurate with everything and not missing something, but also just making sure that I'm really just covering the kinds of things that all of you are interested in. This is Lon Seidman. Thanks for watching.